Hello everyone, greetings from TCC. In this video, we are going to learn very important machine learning algorithm called support vector machine. It's a classification algorithm, falls into category of classification of course, but the way we actually solve or the way this algorithm has been written, it follows the approach of linear regression. Why is it so? I'll explain you. So let's start. So here in support vector machine algorithm, first of all we have to consider that what things are given. So suppose the data is given in the format of xi and yi, where I stands from 1 to ... till n, where xi is input and yi as output. As I mentioned before, this algorithm follows the approach of linear regression. When I say regression, input is also in the form of numbers and output you also get in the form of numbers. So in this case, the xi, any particular value, any particular instance of input space, will belongs to real number raised to power d. Here d stands for features, number of features. But for this explanation part, we'll take d equal to 1. So we'll just consider a single value or single feature for our input. And based on that input, we have to predict the output. And that has been denoted by yi, which have only two possibilities, that is -1 and 1 plus 1, that is negative or positive. As I said, support vector machine is a classifier algorithm, does the classification task between negative and positive class. So similarly, what we are expecting, the output is -1 or 1. So negative class, positive class, and this is how the input belongs to real numbers. So this is the case. Before we begin with SVM algorithm, there is one condition, okay, where you can actually use, then only it's like when you can use the SVM algorithm, only when the data is linearly separable. Here we want to learn a classifier that classifies data into two classes. So SVM algorithm can be used only in that condition when you can actually separate the data linearly. As you all can see in this particular graph, there are red data points and green data points. Of course, they are linearly separable. We can actually draw the line in between and separate them. But what SVM does here, you all can see there are three lines are there here in this 2D diagram. Okay, this is x-axis input, this is y-axis output. So why we have got only two cases here, like yi can be negative or yi can be positive here, like this. And we have got some points here. Clearly we can see we can divide this data into two different classes by drawing a line. But what's the role of SVM here? You can see that there are three lines here. Can you all tell me which is a perfect line here? After looking at the graph carefully, you will suggest that this is a line, perfect line, like this third one. Of course, SVM also does the same task for you. Okay, it gives you the best equation of the line, okay, which separates this two data, okay, into two different classes. So this is what SVM does. Okay, it comes up with the best solution for you to separate the data, and how it does we'll see in a while. When we say the support vector machine algorithm can only be used where we consider the data is linearly separable. So linear separability definition is given here. A data set is called linearly separable if there exists a hyperplane such that all the data belonging a particular class lie on one side of the hyperplane. What is hyperplane? A hyperplane in 2D diagram can be a line or a plane in a 3D space. You all can look at this image displayed on the screen now. which will help you understand the hyperplane is nothing but a generalization of a line, okay, which separates the data into two different halves. It can be drawn in 2D graph or it can be drawn in 3D graph or in n dimension, of course. Here in this case also, when there were 3 lines, of course, okay, we want to come up with the optimized one, best one. When we say like that, we want a generalized solution for it. Means the line, all these 3 lines are working for this particular data sample, but we want the equation, the final model, such that it should work also with training sample or also with the actual data sample which will come in the future. Okay, your model should not be only working with the training sample here. So you should come up with some generalized model here. So then this is how the SVM will work, and SVM will actually help you out to come up with the final equation of the line. So we'll take the example of 2D graph, as I said. So here in our case, hyperplane will be our line equation which we want to come up. So let's see what SVM says. SVM learns the best, I'll underline this word, the best hyperplane the one that lies in the middle of separation between the data. By how? By maximizing the margin. Okay, so this is what SVM says. So SVM learns the best hyperplane, the one that lies in the middle of the separation between the data, by maximizing the margin. Now what is margin here? Okay, now look at this graph. Okay, you all can see this is what we have proposed here, and on the both the side we have got the dotted lines. You all can see here on the negative side also, on the positive side also. That's what we call margin. Okay, so margin of a hyperplane with respect to a data set is the distance of a closest point in data set to the hyperplane. So if we consider this as a hyperplane, this is a hyperplane, which is in our case line. If this is the final line, so the closest point to the hyperplane from upper side is this, and the closest point from the lower side is this. So from here we can draw the margins that says that all the points will lie beyond or after this margin. You can see below this margin, or in this case above this margin. So margin of a hyperplane with respect to a data set is the distance of a closest point. So let me mark it for you all. So this is called margin. Okay, this is what we have to come up. Okay, if we get the margin also, we can get the final equation of the hyperplane in between. Now mathematically, what SVM algorithm says that we have to come up with argument by maximizing two arguments, that is W and B. What is W? I'll tell you. So W is a vector orthogonal to this hyperplane. Okay, the magnitude can be anything. Okay, don't focus on the magnitude here, but this is the vector we want, which is orthogonal to the hyperplane W. Why this is required? Actually, using this, you can actually rotate it like this. If suppose this pen is your hyperplane, so using that W vector, it can actually help you out to rotate, to come up with the best perfect hyperplane like this. This is the one thing. Means you are getting the control on the hyperplane, that where it has to be placed properly. One thing. What is B here? The B is a distance from the origin. Okay, the hyperplane distance from the origin, like this. Let me draw it for you all like this. And of course it is also like perpendicular to it, hyperplane. So this distance, okay, is denoted by B. So one can easily understand like why these two values are required. Of course, we want to come up with the perfect hyperplane or the line equation in this example. This W and B are very useful. How come? Because W actually help us to rotate left to right. With the help of W we can do that, and with the help of B value, the distance, which is the distance of the origin to the hyperplane, okay, we can shift hyperplane to, you know, by level like this, or we can bring it down also. So we are getting control here. So this is what SVM says, that we want two values here, okay, to come up to predict, okay, the final value or the perfect value for the W and B. W is nothing but a vector to orthogonal to hyperplane, and B is the distance of the from the origin to the hyperplane. Okay, so that distance of every point should get minimized, something denoted by like this, W into xi plus B. Okay, something like this. Now what is this? When I say W dot xi plus B, this is the distance of every particular point. Let me show you. You can see this point. Okay, we can actually calculate the distance of this point by the equation called W into xi plus B. If suppose this is the xi point, see, let me put the mod symbol there. Okay, similarly every point we can put, or every point we can calculate every distance of every particular point here, okay, by using this formula. Like this. So we want to minimize the distance, okay, between this hyperplane by maximizing these two values of argument, W and B. Okay, in initialization stage, the magnitude of W will be 1, that it will be acting as a unit vector where I belongs to 1, 2, 3, dot n. So this is only the part, okay, the actual condition, the constraint is still remaining. So mathematically SVM algorithm says that you have to come up with the two values W and B such that the W is a orthogonal vector on the hyperplane, B is a distance from the origin to the hyperplane, minimizing the distance of every particular point, that means every point here, okay, to the hyperplane. Purposely we have put the mod sign because maybe distance from downside, if we calculate we get the negative, but we are focusing on the negative side here, sorry, not a positive, only distance side, so distance cannot be negative, so that's why they have put the mod sign here. Okay, so every point distance to the hyperplane get calculated using this formula, W dot xi plus B. But the constraint here is such that, like what SVM says now, such that if you multiply this yi, the output, with the distance W into xi plus B is always greater than 0 for all i's. This is the main condition, okay, of SVM. Again I repeat, mathematical way, we have to come up with the W and B value, that's a vector orthogonal to hyperplane, B is a distance of a hyperplane to the origin. We have to minimize the distance of every particular point. We initializing the W magnitude with equal to 1, that it acting as a unit vector here, such that the constraint is, the rule is that yi into W into xi plus B is always greater than 0. Okay, in both the cases, whether yi is negative here, in our case negative class, or yi is positive class, like this. I'll write it down here. The W is a vector set of point, of course, belongs to real number containing number of features, that is G, is a unit vector. Normal to the hyperplane, as I showed. Distance B is a distance of hyperplane from the origin, but it is also always denoted by minus sign, minus B. Okay, the reason is, if you calculate the distance of every particular point here, okay, if you want to calculate distance, like suppose for this particular point distance to the hyperplane, okay, you have coordinate for this particular point, you have got coordinate for this particular point, you just subtract it, of course you will get the answer in positive. Same approach you can follow on the other side also, but here you can see the coordinate for this point will be much less than the coordinate of this particular point of the hyperplane, so of course you will get the answer in negative. So that's why if you calculate the distance, okay, between this origin, which is 0, 0 to the point on the hyperplane, okay, so of course you will get the answer in negative. So that's why here the distance is denoted by minus B, and all the distance, okay, of every particular point lying on this side of the hyperplane will be negative, using the formula Wi xi plus B. Okay, and all the point lying on this particular side of the hyperplane will be positive. When I say something like this, okay, you will also understand that it will also satisfy the condition. I'll show you. Wait, but please try to focus here. First thing, that we have to come up with this particular plane equation, and this particular plane equation can get expressed something in the form of W vector into X plus B equal to 0. Means every particular point lying on this particular plane, on this line, or okay, every particular point, any particular xi point also, its distance will be 0. And if the point are lying above the hyperplanar line here, the distance will be in positive or distance will be in negative. So I guess this is much more, like, this is simpler and I guess clear for everyone. So even I can write here, okay, for all the green points, try to understand, if I calculate distance for them, Wixi plus B, it will be less than 0 here. And that point, if I calculate distance for all the points here, red points, using formula Wixi plus B will be greater than 0. So greater than 0 part is here, less than 0 part is here, and equal to 0 part is on the line. And this is what we have to come up with the equation.
That's all guys from this video. If you really like this video, press like button and do subscribe to our channel. If any queries or suggestions, do comment below. For more such updates, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.